Hey folks, how y'all doing? Trent Clark here with Mallett Buildings. Got a good show today for you. Permitting in Abbeville, Louisiana. We're going to talk a little bit about that, but first we like to always start with our, hold on, I'm having my, let's see here, technical difficulties. There we go. With a $500 discount to our healthcare workers, first responders, military personnel, educators. If you're one of those people and looking for a building, folks, listen, this is real. Get your $500 discount. We're proud of that. We offer it every day and to all of our healthcare workers, first responders, military personnel, teachers, and educators. All right? Now, if you're going to upgrade to a signature or an elite building, you're going to get an additional $1,000. All you got to do is say, type in cash to a live feed just like this one, and we're going to give you that $1,000 off. All right? Where is Mallett? This week jobs, we have 90 plus jobs, and you can see I love this deal here. It shows you what all are we doing here. That could mean delivering a building, construction, actually erecting the building. That could mean we got inspectors out there. We got forming crew going on, getting ready for concrete. We got behind last week because of the weather. We're trying to play catch up. So it's just this time of the year is very tough. Got gutter stuff going on, and here you go. In Louisiana, we got 67 jobs going on. You see how many gutters going on this week. On the ground, we got plumbing, we got finishers, concrete, inspectors, delivery, control joints, form jobs. Another item that's not on here, we got little red tag and warranty issues that we go back and replace stuff that might have had a workmanship issue. Okay? In Texas, we got over 20 jobs going on, same thing there. So folks, this shows you how powerful Mallett Buildings is. We've been doing this for 26 years. We're always improving our process, folks. You can count on us that we're going to do it right for you, okay? It's going to take some work on your end, though, especially if you're going to pull the permit, which that's our subject today, permitting, okay? Now, my guy keeps messing with the thing and messing me up. Okay, here we go. December specials and promotion. Now, this is the rival building. Okay, we created the rival building to go up against our competition. Why? Because all of our Mallett buildings are way more superior than the competition out there, folks. So, for you people out there watching, we developed this building because it's the only way, people calling up here says, well, you're $4,000 higher than the competition out there. Well, there's a reason why that is, folks. And this building, though it is Mallett built, it is not a certified Mallett building. It's basically the building that our competitors are pushing out there, all right? So we do have a special going on, a 20 by 40 by 12, as we're calling that the neighborhood special. You can see we got lights around it. It's a nice little building, perfect for the backyard. Now remember, these rival buildings, you're going to get 29 gauge metal, 4 on 12 roof pitch, 2 by 6 trusses, posts in the dirt, not on any type of aggregate or concrete. This is going to be 3,000 PSI, not what we normally put as 4,000 PSI. You're going to get 2 by 8 headers. All of our other buildings are 2 by 12 headers, 2 by 12 headers. Common flat truss, we're standard across the board on the Mallett buildings with 2 by 8 scissor truss. You're going to get no ground protection, a 2-year workmanship warranty on this. This building is rated for 130 mile an hour wind, no uplift control. What does that mean and why is that important? All of our competitors have no uplift control, folks. What does that mean? We have the Mallett cable lock system that is not in this building, okay? That is proprietary to the Mallett buildings, okay? Number 2, untreated generic lumber. In some of these buildings, and all the competitors use that kind of stuff, all right? Now, we want to upgrade you to at least our classic building, which we'll touch base on in a minute. But this is a special. My clicker is okay. Now, here we go. We got a 20 by 50, same deal. Rival building, neighborhood special, a little bit bigger. This building is $20,999, same specs as I just told you. Okay, 5 red flags. We position the 5 red flags right after this because we're talking about competitors' buildings, okay? And for us to compete with some people, they just don't care about price. If you're one of those, I'm not going after you. I'm just saying there's a reason why, and we would love to talk to you and explain to you why we would love for you to get you into at least the classic building, which is the best building in the country, folks. And we can show you and prove to you that, okay? But one thing that you can do on your own is before any project, not just building a post frame construction. If you're going to build, if you're out there building a house, a barndominium, any structure that's going to be any significant amount of money, you might want to check out the red flags. Years in business, check out how long the business has been around, and you could find that out, folks, on the Secretary of State website. Okay. Now, it's going to be a major red flag if you go to that website and they don't even exist on there. Okay, that means they're not licensed to be in business in Louisiana at all. Okay, so find out. You can find that out on the Secretary, and you'd be surprised at how many people might operate like that till they get caught. Okay, so let's see, licensure. Find out if they have the proper licensure. Look, you're required to have a contractor's license. We're required, even though you're going to pull the permit, which we'll talk about in a minute, because you're pulling the permit because you're going to act like you're the contractor on record, okay? You're doing that because you are going to save money doing that. If we got to do all that, I'm going to put a project manager on site, even though I will have inspectors going, but if you hired us to be the contractor on record, we're going to take care of everything. I'm gonna make sure that we do your pad. We're gonna do everything for you. Okay, that includes pulling the permit, everything. But we're gonna take that all the way through and make sure that we only can recommend that you do a pad and you have a compaction test. You know, those type of things is what we would do if you hired us to be the contractor on record. Most of the time, we're talking about post frame or a barn in your backyard. A lot of people don't want to pay that extra 20%. They want to be the contractor on record, and that is perfectly fine, folks. But the point I'm trying to make on this red flag is we still must have contractors licensed in order to erect a building of that nature in your backyard. So it's important for you to go check and make sure that whoever you're going to do business with has the proper licensure. Now, on that same, and then you can find that out on the LSLBC. On that same website, the clicker's acting up again. Okay, on our same website, the contractor's violations, you can find out if they have any contractor violations. Okay, same website. It's going to be a red flag for most of our competitors out there because they all have contractor violations. But look, don't take my word for it. Go search them if you're in the market and you're doing your due diligence, checking out people out there, go check them out, okay? So, reviews on BBB and Google, that's very important, folks. We have over 650 reviews or more on BBB and Google. We're proud of that. We're proud of that fact, you know. You can go read them all. Most of our competitors are not associated with the BBB, or they don't have hardly any reviews. So check that out, folks. This is very important, all right? Visit the contractor's facility. It's a red flag, folks, if you're doing business in the front seat of their vehicle and you look around and it's disorganized and stuff like that. I'm telling you that might be a red flag, okay? Now, let's go. Why Mallett? Rival series, even though we've designed this building and we are building this building, this is what our competitors build, folks. 29 gauge metal. On our classic, you're going to get 26 gauge metal. On a rival, you're going to get 4-on-12 roof pitch. You're going to get 5-on-12 roof pitch. Aesthetically, looks way better, and it's going to shed pine straw, anything that gets on that roof, including water, really, really fast. Okay. Why is that important? Because you don't want anything to be stuck on your roof and get collected up there and start hovering around those screws. Okay, because they're going to dry rot, even though they're protected. Moisture and all those pine needles can cause problem up there. You got to get them off. That 5-on-12 roof pitch helps with that, and it's way better looking. All right, 2x6 truss on the rival. On you're going to get 2x8 scissor truss, okay? Common flat truss, scissor truss, third party inspected. Okay, that means that you don't just take our word for it. We're actually paying somebody to come in here to stamp our truss to let you know that we're not just saying it's good. Okay? Now, the rival is 130 on the truss system, on your roofing system. The Mallett Classic at 170 on your wind rating on the roofing system. The Mallett cable lock system. On the rival, you have no uplift. I went over that a while ago. It's superior. The cable lock system is, we tie aircraft cable interlocked between all your posts, all the way down and across and diagonally, vertically, everywhere in there, underneath that slab. So when that wind gets in that building, the dead weight of that slab is going to hold that building up. Okay, we got pictures of people that don't do this, and it pulls the building up right out of the ground. This is very important, folks. The Classic all comes with it. Post is directly into the dirt on the rival. Our Classic building, you're going to have an 80-pound bag of aggregate or concrete underneath every post. 2x8 headers on the rival. The Classic 2x12 headers. 4,000 psi concrete on the rival. On the Classic building, you're talking about 4,000 psi. That's 33% stronger, folks, right off the bat. Okay, and we're going to add microfiber in here. Okay, no ground protection. You get skirt board guards on the Classic. Limited warranty, 4-year workmanship warranty. The Classic, we use #1 MCA ground treated lumber, all kiln dried, in-house engineered, designed, verified internally. None of that's on the Classic. So that's the difference. And the Classic is our low-tier Mallett building that's the better than anybody else out there. Our competitor's best building doesn't even compare to this. It compares to this. And that's why we came up with it. Because if you want a cheaper building, we have a solution for you. I'm not going to recommend that. I'm going to recommend at least get the Classic building. So let's go forward here. Let's see. So you got the Cajun Oasis. We're talking about the Classic building now. You got a 30 by 50 by 12 for $49,999. But folks, you're going to get the basic electrical package in this building. You're going to get a 5-ton AC unit in here. When we're done with that building, simply turn the lights on, turn your AC, or in this case, heater on, and you're in business. That's going to be a value of about $6,000, folks. And if you want to upgrade, you can always ask about our spray foam. Okay? Now, we're going to the Cajun Oasis, the Elite. Same thing I just showed you, but the Elite, you're going to get all the bells and whistles. This is a 30 by 50 by 12 for only $59,999. All right? On the Elite, you're upgrading now to 6-inch concrete, which is 133% stronger than 4-inch. Okay, we're still going to use all the same, specs for Mallett, and we got those specs. We're not like our competition, folks. We will hand you a spec sheet on all of our buildings, and it's going to lay it out for you, showing you exactly what you get in that building. Okay, I've said it before. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you want a building, please come talk to us. Please, our building specialist can help you. I can help you. Lee can help you. But it pays to come to our location and visit us, because I want to show you, I want to express to you how we build a building and why all the things we put in these buildings are important. The Elite package has everything you can imagine. It is the #1 best building in the United States, hands down. It's got, control joints, 6-inch concrete, gutter brushes, gutters, everything, the whole 9 yard, upgrades all over the place. If you're interested in that, come talk to us. Again, you're getting a 5-ton unit and an electrical package. That's a $6,000 or so value. Well, actually on this building it's a $10,000 value. I think I messed up on the other ones, $10,000 on both of them because of both of the package. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on here. All right, so let's see. The Mallett Ambassador, we talk about that a lot. What is an ambassador? An ambassador is somebody, if you are buying a building, we can get you hooked up with somebody in your area, okay? That means you call a building specialist, say you want to go see a Mallett building, we're going to call an ambassador of ours, and he's going to show you his building, okay? Because he does that, we're going to pay him a referral fee of $200 every time he does that. Okay, and you get to ask him questions, see about the building, and look at the product. All right, we'll do that. Now, if you're interested in becoming, you have a Mallett building, you're interested in becoming an ambassador, let us know and we'll send you out the information. All right, permitting in Abbeville, Louisiana. All right, Abbeville permitting depends on location. Inside Abbeville city limits is the City of Abbeville Building Department. Okay, outside the city limits is Vernon Parish Police Jury. All right, so it's, I guess they got kind of a rural area, and you're going to go, outside the city limits, you'll go there. All right, so 2 permanent authorities. City of Abbeville handles all projects inside city boundaries. Vermillion Parish Police Jury handles projects unincorporated Vermillion Parish. So basically a rural area, okay? Vermillion Parish Permanent Office, Vermillion Parish Police Jury for outside city limits. This is their address, their phone number, and you can Google that or call up here. We'll be glad to help you if you're thinking about doing something in Abbeville. Handles post-frame building shops, barns, additions, and MEP review. Okay? City of Abbeville, here's all their information. They handle construction permits in the city limits. So really self-explanatory there. Do you need a permit? Yes, all structures require a permit, including shops and barn, post-frame garages, storage buildings, barndominiums, RV boat covers, lean-tos, and extensions. Okay? Additional parish requirements. Vernon Parish may require site plans, basic layout, wind load information, engineering plans provided by us. We can handle all this for you, folks. If you want to be the contractor on record, that's fine. All you got to do, we'll provide you these documents. You call, get your permit, okay? And if you're in the market and you need help, give us a call and we'll help you. Additional city requirements. Inside Abbeville city limits may require utility, drainage, existing structural checks, MEP documentation for residential. Now, typical permitting info, building dimensions. So basically, it's going to be all that on your design. You're going to get the building dimensions, job site address, because you will need an address where you're going to build, intended use, shop, barn, home, property lines placement, flood zone check, engineered drawings, which we provide, wind loads, we actually provide that too, contractor information, which would be us if you picked us. But this information is critical. But look, don't forget that if you don't have an address where you want to put your building, that's simple too. You could call these people and you would apply for an address, or they'll direct you if they don't do it. Each parish is different. Sometimes they handle it at the same office, or they'll send you across the hall so you can handle it there. Barndominium post-frame homes may require additional documentation. I bet if y'all were wondering what the MEP was on the previous slide, this is what it means: mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. So basically, if you're building a post-frame barn, okay, that has no plumbing and no electrical, you just strictly want it for storage, going to probably be a lot easier, right? Now, if you're going to call it some type of, living quarters, and they're going to consider a living quarter if you have plumbing in it, okay? That's just how it works. Then you're going to have in your design, you're going to have to show them, or if you have an air condition, if you have plumbing, or if you have any electrical, they're going to want you to provide them with some type of drawing. But look, when you deal with Mallett buildings, we provide you with all that, okay? We assist with these if reviews requested. So basically, we can help you either way, all right? I want to help you. I know everybody here wants to help you. I invite you here. The best way to do, if you're serious about buying a building and you got all these questions, come down here and visit. Make an appointment and come talk to us, and let's work this through together, all right? Now, let's move on. How Mallett Building helps. We provide full engineering plans, trust details, structural documentation, support if the reviewer requests clarification of revision. And they're going to want that, okay? Sometimes they want extra information. Don't panic. Give us a call. We can help you. Your responsibilities: you handle submitted the permit application, paying permit fees, providing site-specific information to the parish. Now, I want to take the time right now to tell you that that's how easy it is to do. We provide everything else, all right? Now, we are going to require you to, if you're building a building with us, we want to get you involved, okay? We've been doing this for a while. We have processes in place that if you take our recommendation and listen to us, it will go smoothly. What am I talking about? We will guide you to do all of this. Step by step, we'll guide you. All you got to do is say, hey, we're going to send you design approval. Once you approve them, you're going to send it to your permit office. They got questions that you can't answer. You're going to call us. We're going to tell you. We're going to answer. And most of the times, we might call the permit office for you. Okay? Now, after all that's done, you got your permit. We delivered your building on the ground. More responsibilities outside of the permitting is this. We're going to ask you. We don't know where you want your building. We're going to ask you to tell us the elevation you want it at. If there is no elevation requirements, which you'll find out in the permitting department, if there's no elevation requirement, most folks go off the highest part of their land, and we do the building. We come in with some fill sand after a while and smooth it out and get it ready for form. But we're going to need your help there, and you got to get involved because we're going to ask you to sign off on the elevation and the building placement. Okay? So we don't know which way you want your building faced. So we're going to be out there with you. Our builder will be out there with you. You're going to say, hey, I want the the garage door facing that way. I want it lined up with the road or lined up with my house. They're going to string it all up. You're going to look at it. You're going to say, I want my elevation here, or really, I don't have any elevation requirements. And you're going to sign off on the building replacement. So you have to be involved on that step. We're going to start the process of building your building. We're going to frame your building up, frame out all your windows and doors. We need you involved in that too, because remember, you are taking the place to be the contractor, right? We're building the building for you, you're right, and we are building it per the plans that you signed off on. But we're going to ask you to double check that to the best of your ability. If you have any questions whatsoever, that's the time that you call in. You speak to somebody here. We can help you through that, okay? If you have any questions. Then at that point, before we start putting the metal up, we're going to ask you to sign off on the framing inspection. That's going to say that everything looks good so far and that your windows and doors are in the right place. Sign off on that. We're going up with the metal, okay? So there is extra stuff involved, but just like through the permitting process where we guide you through that, we're going to guide you through the other stuff as well. So we try to make this as seamless as possible. But, you know, sometimes it's just, you know, we got to overcome obstacles. And it's just, you know, sometimes it goes very smooth. Sometimes we got obstacles to overcome. Like, you know, the way, you know, you want it close to your house, you want it far to your house. If there's concrete that's real close, we need to look at all that to make sure that we do the right thing for you. And the good news is that we've been doing this a long time and we can help you out. Okay? So that's your responsibilities. Let's see, okay. Tips for a smooth process. We kind of just talked about that. Verify if your project is inside or outside the city limits. Going back to the permit, start early. Remember, if you can't get a permit if you don't have an address. Okay, that's going to be one of the requirements. So if you don't have an address, simple paperwork and go get you a 911 address. And then after you get that, you can get your, you can start the permit. So start early. Have your site plan ready. And we can help with site plans. You know, I've been there when I'm building a house and I would draw the site plan up. You know, a site plan is where it's at on your property. If I'm looking above, where it's going to be on your property. It's real easy. Have your site plan ready. Let us know if the reviewer asks for anything else. We handle the technical work. And that's true. We will. All right, quick breakdown. Inside Abbeville city limits, City of Abbeville Building Department. Outside the city limits, Vermillion Parish Police Jury Permit Department. Okay? That's our show today, folks. We really appreciate your business. We'll see you tomorrow.